This is Dissecting the Market. I'm James, and today we're looking at NIO. So I initially bought my shares in NIO at 185, which obviously, in hindsight, I wish I'd bought more now, but it's been a fantastic investment. I made 2,200% on NIO, which is probably my best investment to date in such a short period of time. At the time, there was issues with bankruptcy, which were very real at the time, but I've been on the NIO forums and the NIO Facebook pages. In fact, I'm an admin on one of the pages. I'll leave a link down below to that Facebook page. Brilliant page, actually, for just stock picks and general chatting stocks, more than just NIO, actually. A really good group of guys there, actually, really helpful if you're looking to grow your portfolio, and a few guys on there that you could really trust their advice. But anyway, I'll leave a link down below for that. But yeah, NIO, I've been in since 185, and I've held on to them stocks through thick and thin. I knew that they were worth, I had a $20 price target on them. I'd hoped that it would reach that by the end of this year, and it's just blown away all of my predictions. It went all the way up to, I think, $58 or $59. I decided to sell it at 54, and I think a lot of people did similar to me, and I think this is why the price has dropped so much lately. NIO had become a huge part of my portfolio. It had grown so much. I think it was about 50% of my original portfolio, grown from a few percent up to 50% of my portfolio, and it meant that it was so heavily dependent on the price of NIO. Any fluctuation in price was really scary on my overall value of my portfolio. So I think, like any investor, I wanted to reduce my exposure to it. I'd taken 2,200% profit, and I knew I wasn't going to get another 2,200% in the next year. So I wanted to be safe and basically take some profit along the way. So I actually sold off 50% of my position at $50 and then another 50% at $54. So I don't actually have any NIO position at all at the moment. That was purely because I could see on the graph it was quite overextended and due a pullback. The value of the company, I could see it climbing up compared to the other manufacturers. It was sort of more expensive than Ford, more expensive than BMW, and I thought, blimey, this is getting really quite scary now at the price, and especially at the amount of money I had in my NIO shares. So I reduced my position, and then I ended up selling my position at 54. And that was only because I wanted to buy FRSX, which was obviously last week's video. Really confident in that company. It's obviously had a great week, and it turned out to be a great move. NIO's pulled back quite a bit. So I'm actually looking now to get back into NIO again. It wasn't something I was going to sell forever. It was just I wanted to secure some profits, because I still think they're a fantastic company. Nothing's changed fundamentally, and they have so much growth ahead of them that I don't see the price dropping any further than it does in the longer term. I mean, it's really hard to time the bottom, but I'd feel very comfortable buying in at these prices now at $42, $43. To me, seems like a great buy. If it pulls back a bit, I'll buy a little bit more. I fully expect this to keep running up, actually, into the 50s, 60s, maybe even 70s by NIO day, and that's purely down to the hype. This stock has a huge following. So at the time when I was buying my shares for 185 and absolutely so sure on this company, people were telling me I'm mad, it's a Chinese company, it's a scam, stay away. But actually I could see there was a lot of substance behind what NIO was doing, and it looked to me like a really sound investment at the time. There wasn't really the hype around the EV stocks at that time, but I could see it coming, maybe because we're in the UK. Our government here for the last 3 or 4 years has been pushing all electric vehicles, only electric sales by 2040, and then I think they've brought that forward now to 2030, so literally 10 years, and you can't sell a gasoline powered car in the UK. So we've seen this come maybe a little longer than the Americans, which is why I was keen to get into that industry early. And obviously the Chinese have always led the electric sector. They build all generally build all the electronic devices and iPhones and all that kind of stuff. So I knew that when cars went electric, it would probably end up having more production in China. So it was just a market that I was really comfortable buying into for the longer term. And as I say, at the time, nobody was talking about Neo. I remember trying to research Neo at the time, and I think the only videos on YouTube was a chap that owned a Neo, and I used to watch his videos, and he'd just talk you around his car and how happy he was with it, and I think he got quite a lot of views just because he was the only person talking about Neo at the time, and that was really the time to buy Neo, you know, which is why when I hit 2,200% profit, I couldn't not take the money. It was such a huge amount of growth that it was nice just to not have the stress of having so much money in one stock. But obviously since I've sold my shares now, it's dropped back down, and it's a comfortable buying price for me. I'm very happy to get back into this price at $42, $43, $44. I think it's a really good buy. We have a lot of catalysts coming up over the next few months. So if you don't know, they're now running a double shift in the factory at Neo. So from next month, we should see an increase in production numbers, which I think will really push up the value of Neo. Again, because the company's growing month on month, 100% year over year each month, it's great for investors. And if that keeps happening, the price, I imagine, will at least stay the same. It's not going to go down, and hopefully keep pushing up as the company grows. It's only really when they stop beating numbers and the growth slows down that I'd be worried, and I think I'd need to sell my shares again. So I actually think this time I'm going to be buying my shares for a little bit of a longer term again. I've bought the first round of them for a year, and I'll probably do, or just over a year, I'll probably do the same again with this and review it along the way. Obviously, a big thing for me to look at is what the other big manufacturers are doing. You've got BMW and Mercedes and Audi and Porsche, all with different, and Ford, all with different EVs coming out. So I'm going to be looking at that market very closely, because it is a competitive market, and it's really easy to fall in love with a stock when actually you need to keep an open mind. Which is why I didn't mind selling my shares. I was very happy with the profit, and I say I'll look to re-enter, and it's just the timing's worked out really nicely for me. I think with the extra production numbers and then Neo Day coming up in January, it's going to be a good investment for me. I can see the stock price pushing up further by then. It may be one of those situations you want to review it at close to the time. You know, if you really want to maximize profits, you might be better to sell the day before the Neo Day and claim some profits. If you're really keen to stay long term, then obviously hold on to the shares, which is probably what I will be doing. But I'll update you guys regularly with what I'm doing with Neo. If I think it's time that I want to sell my Neo shares again, then I'll do a video before I do anything, so at least you guys are aware. But obviously this is just for entertainment purposes. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own due diligence. Please look at all this stuff yourself, and maybe even speak to a financial advisor. Don't just take what I say. And for anyone that watched my video last week and got in nice and early on FRSX, congratulations, with 35% up, I think, on our investment last week. That one I'm going to be holding on to for a while. I can see that stock having another good week. I mean, obviously it's really hard to predict week on week what's going to happen. A lot of it is down to what's going on in the news and hype around, you know, how many people are picking up on the stock and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think just with the moves it made on Friday, a lot of eyes are on it, and hopefully I have another good week next week. But yeah, I'll be looking to buy back into Neo from early next week, probably on Monday, probably first thing. I should have really done it on Friday, I think, but yeah, I missed the opportunity. If you like what I'm doing here, give this video a like. I'm a new YouTube channel, and obviously I want to see what sort of interest I'm going to get before I keep posting every week, but I won't over post. I'm just going to post on stocks that I think are worth a post. I'm not going to just make a post for the sake of making a video. I'm here to try and give you guys some tips and throw some ideas out there on what stocks to buy and what to look at, and obviously make sure you do your own due diligence before buying any stocks that I suggest. I'm just one guy, I'm often wrong, so please do your own due diligence and check these things yourself. But thanks for watching the video. If you made it all the way to the end, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.